These are for meters. So what if your target was no longer at 500 meters? What if it was at 500 yards? Well, that would be up here. Where do we hold? Somewhere in between the 4 and the 5, probably closer to the 5, but where exactly? It's difficult. Whereas in a mil or MOA optic, we can dial on and get precision for the standards that we have changed and made more isolated, like a different barrel, different ammo, different environment, different temperature, different elevation, whatever it may be. The biggest thing that people don't understand is if I'm shooting a mil optic versus a BDC, this line that says 4 is not synonymous with this tick mark right above the 5 that would be 4 mils. Notice that 4 is 500 meters because I probably only need roughly 2.2 mils of elevation to hit at 400 meters versus at 500, I probably need 1, 2, 3, roughly 3 mils of elevation. So understand things become quite different. At 800 yards, I need the 8th stadia line. Over here, 800 meters is 10.5. It's quite dramatically different because the numbers are different. And if you watch the LRPRC1 video, you'll understand why 6283.2, 21,600 are not synonymous with bullet drop compensators. So if you don't understand what I'm saying, hop into LRPRC1, check out that video. Now we're gonna talk about how to apply it. We got a target at 600 meters and we need 5.3 mils of elevation. If we pull the trigger and we did not make a mil hold or dial on, we're gonna hit low at 5.3 mils. All we're gonna do is move that target down, and now we're aiming with this portion of the reticle, pull the trigger again, we're bang on. If we had a wind call right to left, 10 miles per hour, and we tried the same elevation, it would work for elevation, but we would miss for wind. So what would we do? Well, I would take these 2 dots and bracket them over the shoulders or over the pectoral muscles. And then from there, I'd pull the trigger, I would hit my target. Boom, just like that. All right, a lot of you are running EOTechs. So if we're running an EOTech, understand there are different versions of EOTechs on the market, whether you got your 1 dot, your 2, or your 4 dot EOTechs. Typically, your EOTechs are gonna roughly contain a circle that's relative to a 68-inch target. And we'll break that down more later. But at 50 yards, that's synonymous with 200 yards with, again, standard setup. So 16-inch barrel, 62 grain bullet, stuff like that. So we wanna make sure we understand that. And then we've got this bottom ring right here for 7 yards. How would the bottom ring be 7 yards, you might ask? Well, because the center of this optic is higher than the barrel. And at 7 yards, we've got to compensate for the center of the barrel compared to the center of optic. So to make that elevation offset or your height of your optic over your muzzle, we have to hold higher, which is why 7 yards would be higher than 50 or 200, okay? And then we've got 2 dots, 50, 200, and your second dot would be relative to 500. This is going to be completely different based off of your barrel length and your cartridge. This may work for a 62 grain green tip bullet. It's not going to convert effectively if you're running a 180 grain 300 blackout subsonic. Things will change, so you have to understand that. Now what we're gonna talk about is how to do unknown distance with a bullet drop compensator such as a Trijicon ACOG.